Hello, everybody. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, this is about the energy that you hold on. You put it together, you put yourself together as energy. Boy, it's been a rough time. Woke up this morning around 5:30. Talked to a few people, did some healing sessions with people, and that's what this is about. If you need some help, you more welcome to reach out. If you don't know how, in the channel there is a Facebook link. You private message me there, and so on. But what's going on? It took me a little while to get to the energy because I wanted to live through the energy. I wanted to do the astrology report last night, but it didn't feel quite right. It doesn't feel right because you can't get through the night, get the energy, and do the energy report in real time, which is mean the real time and the morning to sense this. So what do we have right now? We have a lot of energies are shifting. We have a Mercury that goes in a Scorpio. So it is about intense communications because of lack of transformations. Also today is going to happen beginning the period where we are going to have the oppositions between what's going on in Taurus, which is Uranus and the North Node, and the Sun and Venus. Venus is going to be the first one, and it's going to happen today. You're going to feel the opposition of the universe about love. You're going to fight with the things and understandings about love. Is that as a lust or love? Is that as a intimacy or sexual desires? Is that is a affair of the soul, which is love, or that was a affair for survival for material things? There's going to be a lot for it. You need to understand Scorpio, that is the shadow work that it needs to be done and do evaluations in the name of the truth. That is like the internal jail after you've been judged in Libra, which is that's what the energy is shifting. And right now, since the Sun and Venus, they are in Scorpio, the authority and the love is going into shadow from within you. Be mindful about this intense energy that's going to kick in today. It's going to take a long time to deal with this. First, we are going to have Venus is going to be opposing Uranus, but it's going to later on opposing the North Node. That is mean the self sabotage. That's mean the receive the sudden changes and the things that you need to do and work on you. That shadow beginnings today. Also, the moon is shifting today in Capricorn. Unfinished business, unfinished situations. Why? The professional is asking you, what happened in here? Why this is not like this? And a lot of you is going to be triggered within this. Pluto, there is in Capricorn, is going to be like, haha, you're not transformed yet. You need to talk about these transformations. You need to look at the authority from within you. You need to look at the love from within you. It's going to be squaring all this, but it's going to tell you a lot of things, though. Who authority was. So here is when you have the face mask on, you're satisfying somebody else's authority, not you. You never lived happy. Now you feel the need of taking the face masks off and look at in the shadow. Big inner work. For those who hasn't done this inner work, they're going to be put into your energy field or situations or so on. So be mindful. You may feel the guilt, shame. You ain't going to feel all the resentments, all the lower vibrations that you cause or other cause to you. So it's going to be the turmoil that's turning in, but that is it, the fight. You have to put it on. The fight with your past, the fight with the lower vibrations, the fight with the things for better things to come for you. You need to look at this in a good way, in a good, positive way, because the changes begin. And we talk about the Scorpio season. The Scorpio season actually begins right now. That actual work that needs to be done because the moon in Capricorn in the next 2.5 days is going to punch you in. to do this work, to pay attention of this unfinished work that has not been done. You might not gonna sleep well. You might gonna have a lot of intense energies on you. So take a look at it, guys. What's going on? So let me recognize the people who's coming to the chat. Alchemy Balance, Nick, thank you. It was a great talk this morning about the energy. Tiffany, Erica, and Ray. Ray Skywalker, may the force be with us, may the love be with us. So we have a very good position. Some of you already did this inner work. You are going to do revaluations. Is there is anything left off, or you're going to be tested? Have you converted really the lust to the love? Have really understand the love is a affair of the soul? Have you really let it go of things? You're going to be triggered with everything of the inner work that you did in the past 8 months. So if you're in the new cycle, you're going to experiencing the test. So be mindful about this. All right, guys, I know some of you already feel this test is coming. Same here. Okay, I'm not excluded. Okay, just because I know the things, that doesn't mean I'm excluded. No. We're all in this gravitational field. So I'm gonna take your questions after I'm gonna go through the chart. That's yes, right now. So early in the morning at 7 o'clock for it, the energy field, the ascendant is going to be at, wow, I went too far. I went at 7 p.m. because I was looking the daily gravitations before. And I'm like, can't be. And it's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be either Libra or Scorpio. So it is in Scorpio in the morning, and the midheaven is in Leo. We talk about Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Taurus situation. That energy now, it's coming. It is. You're going to feel these energies of love that was from the universe, and you're going to feel another thing. That opposition, I have the Venus opposing Uranus, and Uranus is squaring Saturn, karma. There's a bad stuff. You did a bad stuff. You're getting bad stuff in your life. You did a bad thing. Look in your shadow. Why did you do them? And that it's coming with the midheaven that is in Leo. That is the authority from within. Now that midheaven that is in 6 degrees of Leo is squaring Mercury, is squaring the ascendant, and is squaring Venus and the Sun. So there's going to be a lot of resentment in there, a lot of situations in. The moon, it is going to be at 28 degrees of Sag, but is opposing Lilith and Mars. Observations is going to be in order. Yes, because of needed to look in the shadow. Yeah, it sounds exciting, calculating balance. There's a lot of inner work, but you need to look at it. The people's going to improve for that, because I went to look at it, some situations. A lot of people talking about toxic relationships. They're talking about bipolarity disorders. They're talking about narcissistic personality disorders and so on. And you know what I find out? Everyone is using this for a punchback, but nobody looking at for the real causes of this. And we're talking about this morning at the coffee shop with my roommate about this. And I told him, listen, guys, the only thing you need to do is when you have to look yourself, your toxic behaviors, your disorders, and your narcissistic situations and so on. You understand who made you, who programmed you like this. That could be a cultural religions, that could be a parents and so on, or friends that influence you. Actually, they manipulated you. Then you will understand that these are the people who stole your life, and you taking the path of healing from narcissism. If you're a narcissist, that's the only way you can do that. And we talk about these situations, but now these situations rising on the surface. I was looking through a YouTube, through a TikTok. I was looking through the shorts. I was looking at into the Facebook. It is kind of like a flooded with all these informations, and everyone points the finger that the narcissist is wrong, the toxic relationship is wrong, the toxic situations is wrong. Guys, it is about understanding how to heal it. We have to look for the healing solutions of this. Pointing the fingers, pointing the situations that don't help. That's what right now, this energy of Scorpio, it's gonna come in and it sound exciting in a way. But guess what? There's gonna be a people who's gonna choose to stay in the hell, the people's gonna go walk through the hell, and there's gonna be a people who's gonna cross the path into the inner peace. That's what the Scorpio season is about it. And you're going to feel these energies. Those energies, they're similar. Why they're similar? What happened when they're similar? Because we already went 8 months ago. We talk about this energy. It's been talking about pretty much the most of the year about this. Because the North Node is in Taurus, the South Node is there in Scorpio. That's what this is, this energy. Okay? So at 8 o'clock, the situation is going to be intense because the ascendant is at 12 degrees of Scorpio, triggers all this process from within. The moon, it's going to help with the intense energies because it's opposing Lilith and Mars. A lot of you may want to feel the shadow side, that your shadow, your hidden things, there were the pitfalls, the downfalls of the screw up life, the screw up situation, the screw up relationships, and so on and so on. Since the ascendant is at 12 degrees and Venus is at 7 degrees, the oppositions with the North Node and Uranus is going to be feel so much from within. Midheaven is still in Leo at 21 degrees. It is opposing Saturn. It's like you're trying to fight the karma that Saturn does, and Saturn is like, I don't care what your zodiac sign is. I don't care what your authority is. I don't care. I'm here to serve the karma. Don't blame me. Look in yourself. And that's what he's not caring if the universe supports you or not. He only cares about what you did in the past and what he has to give it to you. You deserve, you get served what you deserve. But if you look at it, Saturn is in trine with Mars to the spiritual warrior. He supports the spirit from within. He gives you the knowledge in the situations how you're going to heal from within. That's what this illumination process is going to help you today, guys. It's going to be a beautiful energy. Midheaven is a trine with the moon. It is about like, yeah, moon, I get it. I have to get better with authority from within me. I have to look at this authority within myself. And it is sextiling with Mars, the warrior within you. And that warrior, Mars, has a trines with Mercury, and Mercury has also trine with Lilith. Beautiful time to look at it. Your warrior from within, your archetype from within. There is the 12 archetypes inside of you. Those are the 12 zodiac signs. Those are the planets. Look at it inside of you. See how the things are. Okay? So you look at it from within. That is giving you this fight. You to fight the lust so you can understand intimacy. You to fight your shadow so you can begin to live a beautiful, truthful life. You to leave the manipulations and get self-inspired, get the self-inspirations to do it. That's what the picture today. It is the boxing guy who fights his shadow from within. The fight within yourself is going to be the hardest one, but it's the more rewarded one. So if you do this fight, you understand this intense energy is about to fight from within. Good luck with some of you out there. It's going to be intense energies. So at 9 o'clock, midheaven goes to Virgo. You're looking at the organizations, you look at the situations from within. The ascendant is at 24 degrees. It's only going to be opposing Uranus, not the North Node at this time. Mars is going to be very active and the moon. So Be careful with the actions you do or think to do or think to take, because the moon opposing Mars, a moon opposing Lilith. Some of you is going to get angry and create action towards people that you are angry at. Why don't you get aggravations to change for a change? Instead of going against other people or blocking other people or shames on other people, why not looking at from within what you need to do? The one who did the inner work, they're going to be blessed. How? There is a divine energies from the ascendant towards Mars, and Pluto sends the divine energy towards Mars right now. Mars is a stationary, like a standing still. Good to stay still, but he's about to turn retrograde. Also, Lilith is stationary. Lilith is 0 degrees 44 minutes. She's going to stay there for a while because she turns retrograde. But when those two come to proximity, they come together, it's like, ooh, yeah, you're going to feel that intensity of that energy of all this from within you. A lot of lessons, a lot of things to be learned during this time. 10 o'clock, midheaven is at 23 degrees of Virgo. You're trying to organize the crumble of dust. You're trying to salvage everything. You're trying to getting your things in order. Guess what? They should have been in order by now. Why not? Why they are not? If they are in order, you took the trine with Uranus and the North Node and you left everything in the universe. Universe organized it for you. But if you transform, you're good. You transform, you're okay with it. You understand you have to go through this transformation. So this Jupiter retrograde demolishing process, and Neptune that gives you the visions for it. But that demolishing, if you're using your ego, that is a squaring with Mars, that is a squares with the Moon, and that is oppositions with Jupiter and Neptune. You are not happy if you are in the lower vibrations, but if you're in the higher vibrations, that is a whole another ball game. That is totally different energy from within. And to understand the precious energies that comes in to test you and improve you from within. So at 11 o'clock, the midheaven is going to be at Libra. No aspects. You're like, what happened to my relationships? I have no relationship. What is this? I don't feel like relationships. Are you ready for the relationships? Did you separate everything from within you? Did you learn all these situations inside of you? And guess what? Jupiter is talking to Mercury. It is like relearn the things in soul before you acting again in life. That's how it goes. Jupiter is in Pisces right now, retrograde, and is talking about the end before the beginning. If you want to have a new beginning, you have to finish the things at the end from within. Something from within your life has to end. That could be the end of the games, playing the games within yourself. That is the end of the illusions. That is the end of all this, and seek clarity from within. A lot of self-talk is going to be needed in it. Hi, CC. Thank you for joining the chat. For the ascendant is at Sag and is opposing Mars. Be careful with communications. Try to not to be using the box gloves with others. Boxing gloves is for you, not for others. And that's going to be for a while right now. Remember to hit the like button so more people get these reports. All right. Thanks, Nick. For and at 12 o'clock, midheaven it's coming together with Mercury. Beautiful energy towards Mars. You're talking more positive from within you. The trine between Mercury, Lilith, and Mercury, Mars, and Mars trining Saturn, and Saturn trines midheaven. That it helps the lessons learned for it. Why you hurting others when you are hurt? It's going to be a huge lesson that some of the people are going to learn about it. That's why Mars in the Moon, when they are in oppositions, that talks about the wrong intuitions that you take, the wrong intuitions that when you're hurting others. But the Moon is in sextile with Venus and the Sun and Mercury in the midheaven. But Ascendant is also there. So it's all about what energy are you going to use. Have you find the peace with Venus and the authority from within you? Did you really have the authority from within your life? And usually when the Moon and Mars, they are in oppositions, that talks about that the ego, which is Mars, and the Moon, which is the intuitions, they are fighting from within. The inner fights in there. There's going to be a lot of inner fights, desire for fights from within. Okay, the ascendant is at 2 degrees of Capricorn. It is about the work that has not been done. Now, the pressure for the inner work that has not been done for years and years comes out and it needs to be done. Capricorn wants a professional way. The professional says, it's not done. Okay, you fix the machine, but you have to clean up. You have to clean up the mess. Okay, you separate it, and you have to clean up the mess. Oh, well, did you separate really right? No, you didn't. Did you did this? Did you did that? What happened? What is this? It's going to be a lot of questions coming out in the surface for it. So look inside of you. That shadow is going to come in and talk to you. So at 1 o'clock, we have a midheaven at Scorpio. Yeah, the fight within the universe. You're going to feel this. And it's coming together with right now also the midheaven and Venus are opposing Uranus. Yeah, you were fighting the universe. You wanted to be your own way. You wanted to fit within the society. You want to be show up as who you are with the things with others, because Scorpio is dealing with material things with others. So be careful what you have in Scorpio. In there, you're gonna feel this intensity of pressure because Mercury is approaching Scorpio. He's already shifting. It's kind of like the last degree of communications about relationships. After that, there's going to be a communications about the material positions with others, what you did there. The ascendant is at Capricorn. There is a beautiful trine with Uranus. So if you did a work and you're willing to do the work, the universe will support. There's going to be a very good visions about this. In about 5-6 hours from now, that energy is going to come to a midheaven. You're actually going to feel this energy is better. It's going to be this positive energies from within yourself. So at 2 o'clock, the midheaven, it's moving at 26 degrees of Scorpio. It is opposing Uranus, but the midheaven, it is trining Neptune and Jupiter, there it's retrograde. You understand this destruction had to be done. This shadow side needs to be done. This shadow work needs to be done. This end of the face mask, ends of the manipulations and all this crap, it needs to be done. For one, for a beautiful life within your soul. Who is leading in there? Mars. Mars is in divine energies with midheaven and 26 degrees. We are going to experiencing this divine energies between Venus and Mars. When Venus is going on close proximity within the 20th, 23 degrees of Scorpio. But take a look. By that time, we are going to have a Mars who's going to be a retrograde. The soul. You understand, it's not about sexuality and lust. It is about affair of the soul. That's what the love is. That's why Mars, when it turns retrograde, is going to become the divine warrior from within you to change in the duality. That's what he's in Gemini. Okay? Be a friend from within yourself. That is going to be a beautiful change there. So at 3 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be pretty much close to Saturn. beautiful energies there towards Mercury, communications. Mercury is at 29 degrees, 59 minutes. He is shifting into Scorpio, and you're going to feel the square with Pluto. You're going to feel this energy of Pluto pretty, pretty. Oh, you didn't want it to change. And if you didn't want it to change, you failed. Oh, you didn't want it to communicate. Oh, well, you failed because you didn't communicate. Oh, you were listening to somebody else. You didn't want it to change from within. Oh, there you go. That's what's going to comes out of a surface and a big time triggers. The sun is stopped having a square with Pluto. It's going to release a little bit the energies in there. The sun is going to be pretty okay with the moon that goes on. It's going to be sextile. That's mean that authority and the intuition from within you is going to talk about it. If you have family relationships or a parent situation, you're going to be seeing the mother and the father talking about to it, because the moon represents the mother, the sun represents the authority, the father from within. So the ascendant and the Aquarius is going to be talking about taking a new road, seeing the new road. A lot of you seen this new road at the age of Aquarius. You've done it. If you've done it in the new positions, you understand how the things are going. So at 4 o'clock, the midheaven is at 25 degrees. It is opposing Lilith and Mars, very close to the moon. You guys accepting these oppositions with Mars and Lilith within your soul in the next 2 hours, which is maybe between 4, 6, maybe a little bit out of 7 o'clock p.m. We're talking about. There's going to be a lot of intense pressures. You maybe understand things from within. You maybe understand things for within your intuition. The moon pretty much has got like more negative aspect than positive, but yeah, you're gonna get to this intuitions from within. Okay, so basically, there's gonna be more intense energies than relaxed energies, but you're gonna be working it out. You're gonna be doing some expressions, but careful with the nasty grams. Careful with the nasty messages or nasty communications. I'm suggesting you to basically don't communicate. Deal from within. In intense energies, deal from within you. The ascendant, though, is together with Neptune, who is retrograde. And that is squares the moon, squares the midheaven, squares the Mars, squares Lilith. Intensify all those four. And that ascendant is, you're going to be dealing with this energy. We're talking about like right what is not needed. It's talking about 11, 12 at midnight. So just see it. So now after the intense hour that we are having it at about 5 o'clock, the midheaven, it's very close to the moon. After 5 p.m., this energy is kind of like calmed down a little bit. It is more relaxed. The ascendant that is at 16 degrees of Aries, it's relaxing the thing, taking a breath, okay, taking a good positions, taking the situations for it. Mercury, it's already going into Scorpio. There is the divine energies within Jupiter. He understands this destructions from within. You probably win the fight within your ego. If you didn't send the nasty messages, nasty situations, nasty stuff, and so on, you're going to be learning. Hi, Mystic Soul. You're going to be happy of your inner work, and also a test if you went through a test in that. So at 6 p.m., the energy is going to be, yeah, because the ascendant, it's very close to the North Node. That it's mean intensified energies. That it's because he is in Taurus. It is opposing Mercury, the Sun, and Venus. Intensify this energy. Midheaven is pretty close together with Pluto, which is squares Mercury and the Sun. You're gonna feel this in your soul again. Why? The unfinished work from years and years, maybe unfinished business that was within your family, within your bloodline, maybe the unfinished business within your country, within your culture, within the religion. What the heck? That's what this is. But the moon is going to help. The moon, it is sextiling Venus, the Sun, and Mercury, and trines the ascendant. Pretty soon, the moon is going to trine the north node, and after that, it's going to trine Uranus. That means she's going to get this intuition of what needs to be done and work on it. If you ask me, intense energies, but in a beautiful way of showing you what the problem is. So, inner work. I know I don't like that word, but it is what it is. It's that word that actually make us who we are to evolve in us. So at 7 p.m., the midheaven it's at 7 degrees 17 minutes, and Aquarius, and it squares everything in Scorpio. And it's the Venus, the Sun, and Mercury. What was the love you thought about it? What is the authority that you thought about it? How did you talk? How did you communicate? So if the love was lust for you, you never experiencing love. So if you put a face mask and allowed to fit within the society, guess what? It was not the authority from within you. So if you talk about just to fit from within the society, guess what? You damage yourself. So now it's time to see these things and rebel against yourself. You have to see what? Your shadow. Your shadow from within you. Because the shadow is going to talk into you. Lilith this time turns retrograde. It's still at 0 degrees 44 minutes in Cancer. Family. But what it's family? Family, it's in you. Family, it's all your relatives around you. Family, it's everyone lives on earth. So for our benefits, that's what you're doing for. Okay, but be careful with that Lilith, because that Lilith, if comes in and it's kind of like a manipulative and so on and so on, it's gonna be not pretty good. The ascendant actually it's 0 degrees of Gemini. There is a divine energies from Jupiter and the ascendant towards Mercury. Divine talk from within. Are you listening to the divine? What is the authority in there? And you have a relationship with God, and so on and so on. A lot of triggers, but it's in a good way. Yeah, it's gonna be a heavy energies, guys. I'm not gonna joke, but it's for a good way. At 8 o'clock, you did all this inner work. Guess what? The energy is calming down. The midheaven is together with Saturn. Saturn is trining Mars. Saturn is trining Mercury, and Mercury is okay with Lilith and Mars. Now you can talk. Now you can communicate. Now you can see the things from within. But you need to look at it and talk with Mars about what? Why the things was destroyed? Why the things didn't happen? Why did the divine visions didn't come to it? Why did you not evolve 8 months ago? Or if you evolved 9 months ago, if you looking at this, why did you not evolve before? So there's going to be a lot of past things that comes in, past situation, past evaluation, so you can evolve more and more and more. It's beautiful work, but did it under pressure. That's what I'm saying. The people's going to feel like they're in the hell. Some of that not doing their work, they're going to stay there. Some people don't want it. They're going to decide to walk through hell and did their work. They're going to reach to that state of change. That's going to happen a little bit before Christmas. All right. And at 9 o'clock, the ascendant is together with Lilith. It's going to be opposing the moon. And the moon, has a sextile with the midheaven. Midheaven is a Pisces at 8 degrees. Beautiful, relieving of emotions. relieve your emotions, understand your wrongdoings, understand your emotions. Those who are emotionally unavailable, they cannot explain their emotions, they're going to feel this energy of help right now from within, because the shadow is going to talk to it. The shadow is going to come out, and after the shadow is your soul, the beauty that is in you. It's going to come out to express itself, express its feeling, expressing the situations, and so on and so on. You're going to feel these beautiful emotions, but you went through the turmoils. That's what means that every day you walk through hell, you're about to reach a paradise state. And some of you is going to feel this inner work with in the Scorpio. Let me tell you that right now, the screen, the way I see right now, is that Mercury, more the Sun and Venus, they have only two negative aspects in the moment. That's what this is. Take a look hour by hour what's going on. You're gonna feel this energy around 9 o'clock. It's gonna be a beauty. Ascendant is it together with Lilith in the family. That is about to understand that you're doing this for the family. The family where in you, your personal family, but also the family as a whole, the collective energy. That's why the people who have ascendant Cancer, they feel this energy in you. So at 10 o'clock, the ascendant moves until 14 degrees of Cancer. There is a kite made by Mercury, the Sun, towards midheaven that is together with Neptune and Jupiter. Towards the top of the kite, it stays the Uranus in the North Node. For it, the ascendant sends this energy towards the Sun and Venus in there. It's beautiful energy if you catch this, because you understand by walking through hell, you are doing your inner work, not only for you, but for your family again. But the ascendant is opposition with the moon in Capricorn. Is the mother was affecting you? It was the intuitions was affecting you? What was the love in the relationship with your mother or the mother as you are from within? You just thought about only at yourself to get by or to survival mode, or you actually put the love and let the love work within the family. This is gonna be rough for someone to understand these fights. Okay. And at 11 o'clock, the ascendant is at 26 degrees, 52 minutes at Cancer. Midheaven is together with Chiron, healing time. You understand the wounds that was done, but you also heal the wounds and you're going to heal others. The moon is going to be squaring this. The wounds from your mother, or the wounds from your intuitions, or everything that is related to the mother from within. The moon is going to stop having this oppositions with Mars and Lilith at this time. She's going to begin to move through Capricorn to do the more work, to tell us what is going to happen down in the near future with the work. It's going to be some divine energies of healing the authority from within you. There's a divine energies from midheaven with Chiron towards the sun, the authority from within you. You finally have to understand that you lived life for others, not for yourself. You were not authentic from within. You're not honest to yourself. Now you see the shadow from within was actually that shadow covered your true self inside. That's what you're doing this shadow work in the underworld now in Scorpio. And that's what is the astrology report for today. And now, guys, I can take some questions. Aries, twin walk, initiate to feeling it. All right. Erica, yes, I appreciate also everybody here that you guys watching these reports. Wish those reports can be more shared out there so more people can get them. I usually don't like to say to share them, for it, but I believe there's going to be a benefits in a way. Going to leave you up to you guys if you want to share it. For I share it to 4 different websites, and I'll probably share it on my main channel, the link to these videos, because it helps a lot of you being working with the vibrations, the energies, the shift, the twin flames, the soulmates, and so on and so on. So if you guys have so many questions, you can ask now. If not, let's guys share the love and the light in here. And hopefully, guys, I wish you this transition, this test for it. If you already went through the new cycle, you are going to have the test time. Yes, you ran, you crossed, you saw, you know how it is, you know how it goes. But now, when the energy is coming back, this is like you're coming from the paradise and going back into a hell, and you don't like it. Why? You don't like it because there's going to be a test time for you. You're probably going to get more stronger. If you're in the news cycle, guys, look at it. You're going to get even more stronger. Okay? So that's what this is. All right, guys, I'll see you later on around 4 o'clock in the main channel. We are going to be talking about a fear of intimacy, something that it has to do with the current process for it. All right. Lust or love, this is the only from the meaning of yourself from within or to other. We're going to talk about CC. We're going to talk about this intimacy situations. We're going to be talking about in the main channel today, and the difference between lust and love. Love is affair of the soul, because it doesn't matter how much lust or how much sex you have. If your soul is not satisfied, you're always going to look like somebody else is going to be satisfied you. You're always looking from another person, or you're moving from relationship to relationship, or so on and so on, because you're depending on that energies you're receiving through the lust. Compared to the love, the energy from within the soul, it completes everything, because the love, the affair of the soul, okay, it satisfied your body, satisfied your heart, and satisfied your mind, and it satisfied your soul from within. That's what it is. But a lot of the people, they're not vulnerable. They have shadow, they have face masks, and they want to have happy and love. Ain't gonna happen. That's where the twin flames are coming. That's what you're in a twin flames journey. You to be authentic, bottoms down. That's it. It is what it is. Okay, that's what this is. Aries. So don't reach out to my DM. Try not to reach out to the divine masculines energies or so on, or to your divine feminine, divine counterpart. I would say for it, wait until you feel okay from within. I know there is a lot of pressures for communications right now. A lot of communications. You need the communications because you felt like nobody loves you yesterday. Because Venus and the Sun didn't have aspects. You felt like, holy crap. I maybe have to reach out to them and see how they are and so on and so on. No, they have to reach out to themselves from within. And today, with that oppositions, they have to see, why did they oppose you? Why did they oppose you, the gift of God? There's going to be a lot of going on in the next few days like this. Wait until Scorpio season comes in. If they're reaching out to you and they want to settle situations right now, don't settle for things of the material possession situation, so on. Settle the things about the relationships, or point them out, the things they need to work it out in their shadow. This is not to put in demands. This is about affair of the soul. A lot of you who reaching out and, oh, my twin flame has to be like this and has to be like that and so on and so on and so on. For it, you making a demands and their requirements, you creating walls. But it's about, if you talk to them today, if you're twin flames, you talk to them. It is about to tell them, listen, look in there. You're toxic. You have to clear those toxic situations. You have to look from within you, because your toxicity didn't took the gift of God or didn't gift situations. Look within your soul. And you gotta remind them, when you talk to them, you're not judging them, because if they taking their egos, you're going to judging them. If they taking with their heart, it's like you're trying to inspire them or manipulate them. It all depends of what a they psycho is inside of it. Okay, the psyche from inside, the psychology situations. But if they look at within the soul, they're going to understand. You give them a gift of illumination. Okay, so that's what this is. For Tiffany H, that's why I rather wait. Exactly, it's better to wait for it. I mean, there's, I mean, the door is open. Don't block people. Okay, don't block people. Don't fight with people. Leave the things to be settled, because everyone fights themselves. Everyone pretty much fighting themselves right now within. Aries twin, filling the void. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mhm. We're all gonna feel the void in there. Yes, it is. But void in avoiding people, is that a correlations in there? Or you avoiding things from within you, that you don't want to have this unpleasant conversations. You don't want to do this unpleasant work. There's going to a lot of correlations in there, because the moon in Capricorn is going to be triggered out, because some of the people avoiding to do the work. It's all correlations in there. For so CC, excited to main channel today. I have a feeling it will be a big. It's going to be a big. Uh, don't fight for love. Let me tell you something, guys. A little talk about this. Don't fight for love. Don't beg for love. The love is about to be given. You give love, that person feels love, and they give it back. That's love. If you give love and they give you breadcrumbs, or they don't pay attention to you, or they playing games and so on and so on, that's not love. That is lust in a way. That is manipulations. That is a someone who hasn't been evolved to understand that love is in the soul. Somebody still acting like a kid, and they have to work on themselves. They have to look within their shadow. So that's what this will be for. Don't fight for the love. If you got hurt, the person who hurt you, they have to give you real love from the soul to heal, because they also hurt. They hurt themselves. You need to understand, they are hurting you because they've been hurt. But they have to have the guts of the inner work to look at in themselves. Why did they hurting, and why did they hurting you? What hurting them to hurting you? What's the correlation? They have to see and heal this. That's what the beauty of the Scorpio season is. Uh, Ego, edging God out. Yeah, a lot of the people think that God or the universe is just sitting on and watch them. A lot of karma has been delivered lately. Some people feeling it. I am not on time to the chat. Listening after, I'll miss you. That's okay, Erica. You're gonna watch it later, so don't worry about it. Go take care of the things that you need to do. So yeah, I hope this things is going to get better with the live chats, the astrology, and the daily chat. I believe we are going to be helping more and more people. I love you guys being within the chat, involved within the chat, and shows the energy within the chat, which is important because the people feel the energies of the videos, of the chat room, and so on. And hopefully, we're going to help a lot of people to heal. That is a what I believe is we're doing here, all of us. That's what I look at the situations in. All right, guys. So let's share the love and the light here. Thank you for coming in. If you have any more questions, go ahead and ask. If not, we're just going to share the love and the light. And we're all going to come in together at around 4 p.m. Bulgarian time. And I'm going to post it right now what we are going to talk about. It is about the fear of intimacy. All right, guys? Be love. Be love, guys.